Good day, everyone. It's Christmas, the season of giving. And at KCCU, there is no exception. Today, we're here to give you some more information on all the loan products that we have here for you for the Christmas season. And the best person to give you this information is none other than the head of credit, Miss Marcelle Alexander. Hi, Marcelle. How are you?
Ruth. Thank you for having me.
Okay, great. Now, social media has been going crazy since we launched the CASHMAS loan product. So can you tell us a bit more about it? Tell the viewers a bit more about it.
Okay. CASHMAS, Christmas in St. Vincent is usually a big thing for us Vincentians. We have had a hard 2 years, very hard pressed, and we want to keep it as normal as possible. We want persons to really come out and enjoy Christmas after having such a hard year. So KCCU has special packages designed for everybody's pocket. We know that there are challenges out there with employment. We know that persons are feeling the squeeze, and we know that it can't be pitched at a level that persons cannot afford. So we have payments starting as low as $100 right up to $488 a month, and persons can come in and get up to $15,000. So between $3,000 and $15,000 is available to you from KCCU, and you can have yourself a merry CASHMAS from us.
Wow, that sounds exciting. So I'm just going to repeat, up to $15,000, and the repayment period is 3 years, right?
That is correct.
Up to 3 years, very, very low monthly payments, as low as $100. So we got to get it on. Now, I noticed from the promotion it says, not a member, no problem. And I've been getting a lot of queries about that. Can we clarify that for members who wonders, do you not have to be a member of KCCU to get this loan?
Well, you do have to be a member, but we're not limiting persons who are not members. We welcome everybody to the KCCU family. So if you're not a member, you join up today and you can access and participate in our CASHMAS promotion.
Nice. And do you have to be a member for an extended period of time? Because persons think that, okay, you join and then you have to wait. Is it a process that is quick?
It is a very quick process. You join today, you can qualify today, you can apply today, and you can walk out with your $15,000 today.
Wow, sign me up, sign me up. So what about the requirements? Because, okay, now this loan is appealing to me. What do I need to get this loan?
As it relates to the requirements, you do require documentation to confirm that you have been employed for the last 2 years. So your job letter supported by pay slips. Also, if you have documentation to support the purpose of the loan, it might be something like an estimate, you can bring that along with you. And we would need a direct deduction from salary to support the loan payments as well.
Okay, so when you said direct deduction, what exactly do you mean?
A direct deduction is basically a deduction made by your employer that comes straight to KCCU for payments on loans or shares.
Okay, so that kind of brings me into my next question as it relates to self-employed persons. You have to be employed to get this loan, the CASHMAS loan.
The CASHMAS loan is a special promotional offer, and with these offers, we are bearing a lot of risk because technically you get the loan without really making any deposits. So we do ask that payments are made directly from salary. So self-employed persons, while they're not able to access this directly, if there is someone who can facilitate the payment on their behalf via direct deduction, they're able to qualify as well.
Sounds good. So we're not leaving out the self-employed people. You can probably see if someone will be able to access this loan who has a salary that they can get a direct deduction from on your behalf. Now, before I go back to the self-employed people, I'm gonna go back to the CASHMAS loan. Now, I know persons would have signed up. CASHMAS is a loan that usually comes on during the Christmas season. Even though the names might change, we always offer Christmas loans to persons. If someone has an existing Christmas loan or a Christmas loan from last year that they're still repaying, can they benefit from CASHMAS this year?
Why, certainly. Once they have been servicing that loan as per agreed, they can top up their loan to the maximum amount of $15,000. So if you would have paid your loan down to $8,000, you can get another $7,000 for this Christmas. So come on in, top up your loans today.
Would the monthly repayment change? Because I know some persons want to keep their monthly repayment the same. Let's say I would have borrowed $14,000 last year, and well, not last year, probably year before, and I've paid a good bit of that back. Would I benefit from keeping my monthly repayment the same if I borrow up to $14,000 again?
Once you're topping up to the same amount that you started with, the payment remains the same. There is no change.
Okay, so what about persons who have probably other loans? Because I know KCCU is famous for many different loans. So let's say I have a vehicle loan or a mortgage. Can I benefit from CASHMAS?
You can benefit from CASHMAS, but however, there are conditions. We have to look at your affordability. There are certain criteria that we would consider, and affordability is one of them that we consider highly. So it really depends. If you have an existing loan and you want additional credit, you can come in and talk to a loans officer. You can call and find out what your options are.
All right, so I know you mentioned a list of things that are needed: documentation, salary slips, job letters, verification. Is there any requirement for money in your shares? How much money needs to be in your shares to get a CASHMAS?
Well, membership comes with its own set of requirements, and that is absolutely all we ask of you as it relates to joining.
Right, so just to reiterate what Marcelle said, you join, you sign up to be a member, and that really takes care of the process in itself. If you're already an existing member, you make sure you're active, you make sure your account is active, and that takes care of the process itself. There is not a specific amount that we require you to have in your shares. So although we don't necessarily require a certain amount in your shares, what happens after the loan? Is there a requirement to contribute to your shares now?
So KCCU prides itself on changing its members' lives one day at a time. And the fact that you have joined the KCCU family, we don't expect you to stay at one position all the time. So we want you to grow with us as well. We do have a requirement for you to pay a loan and save some money to shares as well. And this is to ensure that you can access further loans in the future. Everybody has a vision to maybe own a home, own a car, maybe send their children to study. You do have aspirations that you want to achieve, and KCCU is here to help you achieve that. And through share savings, you're able to qualify for those loans in the future.
So you've heard it here. Changing lives one member at a time. Now, let's go back to the joining process. What is required to join?
Well, there are standard documents for joining. You need at least 2 pieces of identification. You need verification of income, so your job letter, your salary slips, and you do also need verification of an address, and a utility bill can suffice for that.
So let's say I only have one piece of ID, my national ID, and I don't have any passport. What else can work in that case as a second form of identification?
Okay, we do have quite a few members that possess only one piece of ID, and what we are permitted to use is a secondary piece of ID, provided that it has your national identification number on it and it has an expiry date. That's one format you can use. So the second format is a letter which has been notarized, or it can be from a justice of the peace in your area that indicates that you have one piece of ID, and that will be acceptable to open the account.
So there you have it. The regulations require at least 2 pieces of ID, but at KCCU we try to accommodate you as best. And as Marcelle has said, there are different forms in which we can accommodate you when you only hold or possess one piece of ID. Now, another question, moratoriums. There are certain persons that are currently on moratoriums but would want to access CASHMAS. What is the procedure for them? Would they be exempted from getting the loan?
If you're currently on moratorium, it means that you're not currently making payments on your loan. And therefore, it is unreasonable for us to probably grant a loan simply because there's no capacity to repay. So if you're on moratorium, you wouldn't qualify at this time, but certainly when you are back on the productive portfolio, we would love to have you come in and have a chat with us.
Now, for the biggest question that everyone seems to ask, how long does this process take?
So we pride ourselves on a processing time of at least 24 to 48 hours. Of course, there is great demand during the Christmas season, and we ask you to be a little patient with us at times. You can give us a call to find out how your application is progressing if you think it's not going fast enough.
So I hope this does help everyone who's had questions about the procedure. As Marcelle stated, membership is required. You join, you sign up, only about $180 that you need to pay to become a member, and then you can sign up to see a loan officer one time, make your appointment. Appointments are going quick, so time is of the essence. Book your appointment with any of our customer service reps, and they will schedule you at the most convenient time. So just to summarize, up to $15,000, 3 years repayment, really low monthly payments, between $100 to $488 a month. That is the extreme level. Marcelle, do you have anything else to say to our members before we leave?
Well, book your appointments today. I'm looking forward to seeing your application on my desk. And let me take this opportunity to wish you and your family a Merry CASHMAS from the KCCU.
Yes, indeed, Merry CASHMAS, and we look forward to serving you.